your God in the land you are about to enter and possess. But I warn you, if you have changed of heart, refuse to listen obediently, and willfully go off to serve and worship other gods, you will mostly certainly die. You won't last long in the land that you are crossing to Jordan to enter and possess. I call heavens and the earth to witness today. I bless before you life and death, blessing and a curse. Choose life so that you and your children he is a long as we as well would say the choice here today. Nobody else's choice. It is my choice to choose life. You know, when I was reading this for me, I had to visualize ingena endaweni netafula ena yonke into, but these things are in two categories. There are things that brings life, there are things that brings death. So and it is my choice to choose those things that are going to give me life and also going to give me a blessing. Those things that are good. It is my choice. You know what? I've given you this commandment, these commandments for you to obey me. It's not too far. It's fine, the sea, no one will be able to take it for me. Ngalezo ikhathi ke ngiyacabanga ukuthi zazi ngakabi ningi ikephe eziningi engakwazi ziye phakathi emkhuni lapha ya olwandle. Athi futhi it's not there in the sky. Uzothi awu ubani uzongilandela ku sky because angikwazi undiza, angikwazi nanokukhuluma nenyoni, inyoni ihamba ungilandela. Yabona? So now siphila kulesi sikhathi ke, if that was the case, there is no excuse abantu sebeyaya ku sky manje. God, what is profound is that God is saying to us, it's not even far there, it's in your mouth. It's la emlonyeni wethu. The words that you speak are the ones that gives us life or they destroy us. So we need to pay attention to what we say. What we say builds us or destroys us. Wake weza ukhulume ngomuntu uhlebe ngaye and then you feel bad. Wake weza criticize umuntu kubo wena futhi ofeel bad. Noma uncoma umuntu kube wena futhi ozizwa ukahle uthi ekwazi wamuhle. Yabo ncoma angikhulumi ke masuncoma uNkulunkulu onomusho uthi uNkulunkulu muhle kanjani, ukhulume ngoJesu. Ayi kuvele iBhayibheli uze ukuthi yabona ke ila kuphilwa khona ke la ila ngithanda ukuphila khona la ngithanda ukuhlala khona egameni lika Jesu. Sesi right. Siyanamukela ke balaleli bethu babukeli bethu ku Facebook, sesikhona nesifica nje yabona njengestimela sifike sama sesimile ke manje sithi ngenani kodwa so istimela siyahamba siyaqhubeka. Kuningi osekwenzekile, kuningi sesixoxile. We've been enjoying songs here, sijabulela ubuhle bukaNkulunkulu on this wonderful Monday, and we believe now as you are joining us, you are blessed and highly favored. We believe ukuthi konke kuhle ngawe egameni lika Jesu. You are blessed, just enjoying life. You are making a decision to focus. Yesterday, our Dr. Suoane Msomi was teaching us about focusing. Really, focus is powerful. You decide to focus again. So now, that is why we have this show. Since we are taking over Wika Radio. Mawufuna ukusijoyina ke ngo 12 o'clock Wika Radio. You can download your online radio box as an app. And then mawusu downloadile izokulida kulokhu ngena lapha South Africa, South Africa, KZN until uzofinyelele ku-Car Radio CARR. But ke futhi mawuyiguglisha lapha ku-Google search, you can say CARR radio, then uzobe uyayithola ki-link yama apps ongawa-downloada ukuze nje by the click of the button ukuthi usuzitholile uyasizwa uyasilalela. Kanti ke siyabonga ke lapha ya kuDokotela Suoane Msomi ekseni osintroduceile nje by having usuku olumnandi ukuthi sivuka ngezwe lenkosi, ngoba kuyasiza ukuthi uthi uvuke on the right step. starting with the right foot, because how you start your day commands your day. It will tell you ukuthi uzoya kephi. Wake wezwa ukuthi ekseni iculo lizwa ekseni lihlala nawe usuku lonke. Have you ever asked yourself why is that? It's because when umuntu evuka usuke kunala ama waves ekuthiwa ama like tether waves. Those tether waves is ingqondo yakhe isuke receptive. It's like you are in a state of being awake, and then everything that is spoken, your mind takes it without rejecting or criticizing or evaluating, and then it goes straight into your subconscious mind, or no matter it gets imprinted is into your mind, and then uthola ukuthi uhamba nayo usuku lonke, uthola ukuthi uma kade udlala iculo wrong usuhleli neculo wrong, sefuna manje uthola indlela lokuphebeza leli culo ukuthi lisuke engqondweni yakho, because udlale ngalesi sikhathi lesi ingqondo yakhe isathatha yonke into. Have you ever been in a semi-awake state and then kudlala radio? I remember one day wakudlala one of the prominent DJs ukukhozi FM, then uyakhuluma ke la mayikhuluma yonke into ayikhulumayo, mina ingqondo yami idweba isithombe, like ngihleli naye ngiyambuka siyaxoxa, yonke into ayenzayo ingqondo yami idlala isithombe, mase singiyaphaphama. Okay, ngibuza baba ukuthi kwaba khona lo muntu lo msakazini la endlini wayidlala ne-radio, because ingqondo yami ngitshela ukuthi ngiye ngakhuluma naye noma ngiye ngahlala naye. Mase no kade ngimdlalile ekseni. Oh, okay, that is a very dangerous place if uzodlala into wrong while you are in that state where your mind receives everything. That is also how abantwana bethu sometimes they get stolen by the devil, where bedlala khona imculo engekho right, uthola ukuthi umuntu uzozumeka nama headphones ekhanda, gcine sedlala into engekho right, kanti umuntu useyikhonka, uyikhonka nje khona lamaculo adlale, uze ukuthi nobody in his sense who has a good influence noma influence of the Holy Spirit will say such a things. But uthola ukuthi abantwana bethu bazolala benalezo bedlala lezo ingoma, and then uthola i-character yomuntu isinjani, isi-corrupt. Ngobani? I-corruption ingene ngomculo while elele, and ingqondo yakhe be receiver everything without ukuthi no, this one I don't want, this one njengoba sikhuluma about choices lapha ku Deuteronomy ukuthi it's your choice. But when you are asleep, you have no choice whatsoever. Everything that is being suggested to you, your mind takes, because usuku ungenayo leyo level yokuthi uchoose. And also lama waves lawa, when we talk about gamma wave, we talk about theta wave, low waves, what I think it's theta wave, where uJesu ekhuluma ngokuthi umuntu akabe njengomntwana. If singisifana nabantwana sinenhliziyo njengabantwana, then sizongena embusweni wezulu. Why is Jesus saying that? It's because umntwana umshaya manje akuthande manje, uthi umshaye begijimela kwena. Umntwana yonke into oyishoyo uyayikhola without ukuthi ayi-oppose, uthi gquma ubezogxumele weni la uzomamba agqume, uthi umjikjela phezulu uthola ukuthi uya-enjoy ukuthi uyamdlalisa, uthi umphakamisa uthola ukuthi akanayo ifear ukuthi uzomuyisa because uthembela kuwena completely. But ke khona stage labantwana bethu bekhula bedlula kuleso stage leso sokuthi babe kulo mqondo la sebeweya yonke into oyishoyo, bakubone futhi mawuqamba amanga ukuthi hawu ma uqamba amanga lana, hawu baba uqamba amanga lana, into ayishoyo ayilona iqiniso. Then mase bengene kuleso stage leso sebeyakwazi ke manje ukuphikisa yonke into oyishoyo. So uJesu mayethi asibe neinhliziyo noma sifane nabantwana, usuke esho ukuthi whatever that God is saying, whatever that the Spirit is saying, we must receive it as it is without opposing it or weighing it or judging it. We must have that heart that believes instantly, and when we are in that state, then we will enter the kingdom of God. And I believe ukuthi you have got a nugget from what I've been sharing in namhlanje. Be careful what you share in the morning. Be careful, even nanokuthi ubuya ku cell phone. I know that's a very difficult thing not to do. Ama cell phones ethu ahlale emaceleni kwamakhanda ethu. It's like cell phone is the second God. Because myself, it's like we are glued, we are hypnotized by my phone 8. It's like we can't live without it. It's like, where is my phone? Even noma uyishile lapho noma ungayivalela uyifakela ukhiye, khona la kufika khona ukuthi ifoni yami, there is something missing in my life, ifoni yami angiyitholi. But okay, that is how life has been conditioned these days, ukuthi ifoni yona esiconnectisa nabantu nomhlaba. But is it possible ukuthi when you wake up in the morning, don't go to your phone because you don't know ukuthi uzohlangana nani? Kwesikhathi umunye first thing aya kuyona uyahamba uthatha zonke inkinga ezingama-email. By the time uqala usuku usuliqala kahlungu vese usuthatha usukhethe ukukhathazeka, wakhetha ukufocus ekukhathazekeni. But what could be another option? The best thing is that when you wake up in the morning, make sure that you meet God before you meet everybody else. Make sure that you have that time with him, even if it's 15 minutes. I remember watching, there were times like uJesu uthi beningeke spend ihora nami. Sometimes I'll spend ihora bona ukuthi ithintaba ke le. And then I taught myself, for me, I will break it to 15 minutes. 15 minutes, if it went beyond that, then it's great. 15 minutes, ekseni, 15 minutes emini, then 15 minutes ntambama, noma 15 minutes sengiyolala. And that 15 minutes, I do it mase sengingene even nasembedeni, where I sit down and I pray, and then I re-evaluate usuku lami ukuthi ngenze kanjani, ngiphile kanjani, ikuphi la ngenza khona kangcono. So do what works for you, but the best thing ekseni ukuthi make sure ukuthi while you are salapha kuma waves, make sure ukuthi what you put in your mind is something that you would like you to sit, you would like the thing to sit with you for the whole day. Otherwise you've just hypnotized yourself ngento nawo ongathandi ukuthi uhlale nayo. Let us be wise. Let us choose life so that we can live. Let us choose a blessing so that we will see amafruit a blessing. A blessing does not add sorrow, but it makes us rich. So we, by default, we are rich. We are born rich. We are born pure. But mase sesingene la mesi conditioning yala emhlabeni mase siya isiyenzekayo. Ngeke ngithi mina umuntu uyafana nalento eyenziwa kudala umhlaba. Ukuthi ufika uperfect, ungene emanzini, ukhule lapha, uperfect uphume. And once usuphumile, mase kuba khona izinto ezodestroya, izinto eziobserve, izinto ezikhulunywa phezulu kwempilo yakho. Uphinde ukhule mase uqala phansi uyokwamukela uJesu, uqale phansi ke mase kwakhiwa kabusha. Is it not possible ukuthi sivele nje sizalwe sidlule nje, yabo? Uqhubeke nje uthi perfect nezingane zethu singayi contaminate ngeimfundiso zethu nama limitations ethu, and then but ke life is like that. Nalapho mawufuna ukuthi ungenzeki lokho ngabe uyibangela istress esimangalisayo. So now what is important is that when your children are born, you raise, you become responsible for your children. Also ifundise imigomo nezwi likaNkulunkulu, ungakudelegate lokho kuba teacher no Sunday school teacher nakwabanye abantu, uzenzele wena ukuze wazi ukuthi nawe uyidlalile indima. Yes, of course ingane mase iphuma zesikoleni, nalokho futhi is something that we need to change, to see ukuthi is it possible that we teach our own children. I know there are regulations, they've tried so hard to regulate even ama online school ukuthi my online school, I think they suffered for a long time ukuthi ukuregulate kwabo bekunzima ngenxa ukuthi umama noma abazali bayifundisela bona abantwana babo. But the pandemic has changed that. Online school, I think they are booming manje. They are celebrating ukuthi they are also being considered mad because everything is migrating to online. But now, is it not good ukuthi sibe nesikhathi esiningi la sifundisela khona abantwana bethu and don't delegate izinto eziningi kwabanye abantu? I know ukuthi sifundisele 100%, it might not be possible because majority yethu yasebenza and ifanele semsebenzini. So if abantwana besikoleni la sithola khona ibreak ukufocus ekutheni isebenze, but of course mase bebuya ke instilla ke into zakho ke nawo, uinstille nama values lawo, wazi ukuthi mayibuyela at least unama anchors ababambile, unama income bambile ukuze angabi tossed away from God. So having discussed that, let us go to Queen of the Palace ezothi uphakeme Nkosi uJesu, uyabusa izizwe zonke, akekho fana nawe, in the name of Jesus. sizizwe zonke akekho ofana nawe uphakeme Nkosi Jesu uyabusizizwe zonke akekho ofana nawe uphakeme Nkosi Jesu uyabusizizwe zonke akekho ofana nawe ingakho sithi bayede 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 hallelujah hallelujah uyinkosi yamakhosi bayede bayede hallelujah hallelujah uyinkosi yamakhosi
Izinyelo siyezulwini amakherubi namaserafi awayeyethu ingcwele uyingcwele wengcwele Jehova Sebawuthi nezidala zingamashumi amabili nane aziyeki ukuphosa imiqhele yazo phambi kwakho zikubabaza zisho njengathi hallelujah zisho kuwe zisho kuwe zisho kuwe nibulaula wena nibulaula wena kuzaso
Nakuwe Mpumalanga, nakuwe Ntshonalanga, nakuwe Ningizimu neNyakatho. Amadolo azoguga, nezilimi zizomemeza, nezinhlangano zizwe zonke ziyosho zithi. Kusho kuwe Mpumalanga, nakuwe Ntshonalanga, nakuwe Ningizimu neNyakatho. Amadolo azoguga, nezilimi zizomemeza, nezinhlangano zizwe zonke ziyosho zithi. Yes. 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 Yani ngiyayithanda ku Queen of the Palace masese lapha ekugcineni engathi ngalokho udansile nje uyabona nje yebo lokho uyibizile bayede 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 uphakeme Nkosi Jesu siyambonga kuNkulunkulu ukuthi yebo mayiphakeme ezimphakamisa nathi siphakamisa kanye naye. There is no way where you can raise God up and remain down there. When you raise him up, he lifts you up. It's a given, it's law. Yeah, ne? Except mangabum worshiper with lip service, but your heart is somewhere else. That is why it's important that when we worship God, we worship him with our hearts, in spirit and in truth. Not just saying with our mouths, but we are saying it with everything. As that let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Oh, magnify the Lord with me. And when we take time to concentrate to him and magnify him and worship him, that is where just say magnetization, magnet vele ulift up uyobala khona la ekhona ususemhlabeni kodwa futhi ubusezulwini ubona ukuthi you know what ngingahlala la kuze kube phakade isikhathi singabi effect uthola ukuthi liphele hour mase sithi liphele kanjani hour liphele nini hour ngoba mina futhi ngisafisa ukuthi ngibe la uthola ukuthi sometimes uzuphazanyiswa izinto zala emhlabeni nama duties zala emhlabeni sekufuna ubuye ukwenza izinto zakhona. But sometimes you just need to separate time and just have a day la uthi khona this day is for me and God, and no one is going to interrupt me until the cup is full, until I've emptied, I've drawn everything from him. Ngiyakhumbula umprofeti umama ekhala ukuthi nampa abantu sebezofuna ukuthatha ingane zami. Umprofeti uthi qoqa izitsha hambe kumakhelwane uhambe uyoqoqa izitsha wayiqoqa zaningi. And then wathatha amafutha wathi wothela ke lamafutha na wathela umama wathela wathi sefika endishini yokugcina wase seyigcwalisile kwanqamuka. Have you seen ufike esikhathini la uthi khona uyabona ngisuthi nganelisekile ngidelile kuba sebukhoneni baNkulunkulu uthi uyaphaphama it didn't even show ukuthi bekuyisikhathi eside kangaka because bekumnandi kuba sebukhona ngikhohlwe nawe ukuthi igaba lami ngubani ngikhohlwe na iposition yami ngakhohlwa nana ukuthi khona ama responsibility ngina bengifisa futhi ngathi ngahlala la kuze kube phakade. I believe that is why abazalwane ebanzwana incarnation you'll find it sizokhonza kusukela ekseni kuze kube intambama and people will not get tired and they will want to be here khona ikhathi la bese ke siphume khona early emva obade siphuma nje late and then we decided to phuma early uthola sabazalwane bazohlala abafuna ukugoduka abazalwane because they find kumnandi ukuhlala ebukhoneni bukaNkulunkulu. So sithi bayede Nkosi uJesu siyabonga. So namhlanje I want to share something maybe before I share something I want to give you something that you can do. I know sometimes we've been talking about thoughts sisazokhuluma ngawo manje as we go forward and sometimes these thoughts that are hard to change. I don't remember the name of this guy talking about if you can invest your time in changing your thoughts, then you'll find even your life will turn around. Okay, we will discuss why it's like that. Give yourself an exercise for 7 days. Make sure from the beginning of the day that you only think pure thoughts that are building you up. When you think a negative thought, you start afresh. That means the day does not count. And when I try to do that, that's not the way for me because I was discouraged at that time. I had so many spirals negative. Discouraged and being encouraged. Because I would find myself in I'm on track, and then all of a sudden, boom, sengicabanga into wrong, and then sengspiralile manje. Then I'll find myself I will not even finish one day. No, ngizoyenza lento mase sengi-right. But I found the easiest thing that made me focus is when I take a pen and I write down yonke imicabango emihle nezinto engiyifisela zona empilweni yami. Like for instance one of the things that I did ngizokufundela, I just took time and I sat down. As far as you can feel what you are flowing, and once you say, oh yeah, my cup is empty, man, you stop. You don't do it say goodbye chore, but you do it and it flows. You mustn't think think a lot about lezo zinto oyibhalayo. Like I believe in the abundance all around me. I'm living an unlimited life. All is well with me. I am blessed beyond measure. God is the source of my life. He's my source of everything. All is already done. Everything is already done. I am worthy. I am loved. I am worthy. I am good at what I do. I am loved by what I do. I love the Lord. I am beautiful. I am sweet. Things comes to me easily. My life is easy. My life is beautiful. I'm living my best life now. All things are beautiful. I am good at what I do. I am healthy. Every part of my body is healthy. My cells are healthy. I have all that I want. I am beautiful. I believe in the law of attraction and it is working for me. I take action and I'm taking the leap of faith. I am good enough. I am the best. I am loyal. I am good at what I do. I am successful. I am successful. I am abundant. I am limitless. Everything is already done. I appreciate my life. I love my life. I am blessed. I feel good. I am happy. I'm excited. I'm expecting a miracle. I am good. I love who I am. I'm holding everything in my hand. I am getting better. I am successful. I'm a successful life coach. I wake up early in the morning. I am always excited about waking up in the morning. I love who I am. I'm abundant. I'm sweet. I'm beautiful. Things come easily to me. My life is easy. My life is easy. My life is easy. You see, when I was writing that, I wasn't thinking, and then I felt last thing is wakhona good manje. No sekuphelile. My life is easy, and then I was done. So I want you to now to just give yourself time where you take pen and the paper and you write all the things about you and all the things that you want in your life, but you don't write it as something that is still going to happen, and you write it as something that is already happened or is happening in that moment. And I'm telling you, maybe just say 15 minutes and you sit down and you write that. It's a focus, usukufocusile and ufocusile kulento osukuyenza, and it changes you for the time. There is this thing that Caroline Leaf, I love Caroline Leaf, she's a Christian scientist, you can check her out. She says, if focus in 10 seconds, it can make things move. When you are like attentionally 100% focusing, attention yako, you can move izinto. It's just that we are so scared to do that because we think it's demonic, but we do it all the time when we move izinto esingayifuni zimuve ngempela zenzeke empilweni zethu, and we never think it's demonic, even though we blame the devil. Kodwa kube kuyithina kade sikwenza. Yabo, can we just put that same focus and we focus on the things that we want? Write it down. Get a book. Like me, I have a book that I created. I started this book. It was opened September 2020. Then I'm just about to finish my book because it's filled. I write everything. Just few pages that I'm closing it and I'm starting a new one. Get a book where you write, you journal, you write, and you will know, you will realize how good it makes you feel when you have the time when you write. And within days, there is a shifting that happens in your life. Trust me, it works. Trust me, it works. It works for me. I was a miserable Christian. Yes, I was doing the work of the Lord, but I was miserable up until I started focusing. Techniques now, and then check them out. If they don't work for you, find something that works for you. Keep on seeking, keep on knocking, keep on asking, and then the door will be open for you. You will find, and then but don't stop. Keep on finding out what works for you. Amen. So I will read something that I've prepared that I just want to share with you. I'm hoping it is Caesar, and it will make you also, if you haven't started doing anything about your thoughts, having started being mindful about your reactions, then I believe it will help you, pushing you toward that direction. Okay. Do you know that if you're thinking about something, you are magnetizing that thing into your life. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, if you are thinking about something, you are drawing that thing. You are actually acting magnetic wena and acting magnetic leyo nto leyo, and it's coming closer to you ukuthi ibe iqiniso. Now the question is, what is it that you are thinking about? Okay, sizofinyelela la sizo discuss khona ukuthi how do you know what you are thinking ngento right, noma ngakwesinye isikhathi ungacabanga ngento but uthola ukuthi you are not actually thinking about the thing the right way. You are actually drawing leyo nto eyisabayo uyilethe empilweni yakho as uJobe asho ukuthi engangikusaba kwangehlela. Kahle hle mawucabanga uJobe wayesaba ukuthi ingane zakhe zingafa zingamboni uNkulunkulu, so elokhu njalo eyithandazela, of which it was a good thing, but lokho ayikusaba kwamehlela. Are there things that you are afraid of, that you are thinking of, that maybe not knowing you are creating lezo zinto ukuthi zibe manifested empilweni yakho? And how can you turn the thing around ukuthi ucabange more about things that you want in your life? This journaling letter I've shared with you is one of the things that can help you to make you focus, focusing and think about that 15 minutes to writing down. Even if it's 5 minutes writing down, it's a powerful 15 minutes or 5 minutes of your life that you can invest in changing your life. Okay, so now you need to know whatever that you're thinking about, you are actually creating in your life. Ukuthi ibe iqiniso empilweni yakho. iBhayibheli laphaya liyakhuluma about when we are thinking, when you can look for all the scriptures that talks about thinking. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8, finally brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is anything excellent, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Those are the only things that we need to think about, things that are being described here. And how do you know the honorable, the excellent, the commendable? By how you feel. Mzimba will tell you. And if lozo zinto icabangayo they are not honoring God, uzozwa futhi emzimbeni wakho. But sometimes sike choose ukwenza into esicabanga ukuthi right but sacrifice how we feel just because no ku right ngizomtshela, I will tell him off, ngizomtshela, ngizomcorrect. But about you are feeling bad ngale ndlela le yokuthi uyeza ukuthi even the force that is in you is a destructive force, but you continue anyway because you think it's the right thing. Ukuthi malo umuntu ngimcorrectile wa right ngamtshela iqiniso, but uyezwa kuwena ukuthi everything in you is telling you where you are standing is not the right place. You are putting a force, and this force is a tornado and it's going to blow away, but we do it anyway because we want to be right. Give up the right to be right. I know sometimes you know what, when you're standing in the place yokufuna ukuba right, you are prophesying those things to be the truth. So if ufuna impilo yakho ishintshe, give up that right to be right. It's okay, no too wrong, no munjani. You don't need to go to find the right to right because you are creating a destruction in empilweni yakho. We'll talk about that on the other time. Okay? We attract whatever we give energy or attention or focus to. Okay? Instead, we need to focus on what we want, not on what we do not want. Of which, like for human beings, normally it's normal to focus entweni singayifuni. Zingaki izinto ongayifuni noyisabayo ocabanga ngazo namhlanje, ocabanga ngazo kusukela ekseni kuze kube intambama. There is a time ngesikhathi coronavirus iqala and abantu beshona, I realized that I was thinking about that more than I wanted to think about it. Yes, the truth is it was all around us. Media was talking about it. Coronavirus was everywhere. But I did not want to wake up in the morning worrying about death. And then I made a decision. You know what? I'm just going to change my focus. I'm not going to open news. I'm not going to check my videos lawa khulunywa ngawo lana ngizo meditate ngizothandaza ngifocus eintweni ngifuna ukuyibona empilweni yami noma eintweni ezingenza ngibe happy. And then when I did that, not mangibona nje le video, I don't feel like opening, I will delete it from my screen, and I'll make sure ukuthi I don't go there. Noma umuntu engithumelelile okay ngizoyivula mase ngiyayidelete acabanga ukuthi ngiyivulile, but I am mindful of what I'm focusing in. And then as time goes on, and then ngase ngifunda lelizwe kade ngilifunda, if ubusu ufikile elithi we have a right, noma we have the power to choose life instead of death. And I will always sing myself choosing life, choosing life, choosing life, because I realize the more I think about that, it's like I'm inviting it in my life, I'm magnetizing it, I'm magnifying it in my life. Yeah, but it's like, what if I die? What if one da, 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 da. And then I said, you know what, I don't want to think about this thing, but what I want to think about are the possibilities and the things that God has said in my life. And then I started focusing on those things. So kuyenzeka ukuthi focus on what you want, of which is a good thing. Kuyenzeka ukuthi focus on what you don't want, of which sometimes the majority of people, that's what they do. Sometimes we focus eyintweni esingenazo, ukuthi anginayo imali, ayikho imali, ngizokhokha ngani ikweletu. What if izinto zami seyirepossesswa? What if ngiyiwake ngisale sengingenalutho angithi yabona? So when you think about that, you must realize, remember we said ekuqaleni, what you think about, you are magnetizing it, not magnifying it. You are magnetizing, you are putting magnets, and it's going to be pulled into your life quickly. It's just a matter of time. It may take a year, it may take 5 years, it may take 5 months, it may take days, and then uthola ukuthi siyabonakala empilweni yakho. Kanti usuya realize ukuthi oh, this thing kade yaqalwa ukudonseka empilweni yakho. It's just that you were not paying attention ngendlela ocabanga ngayo. Okay, so yonke into ke iumoya, yonke into esibonayo inyameni iqala kumoya. In the world of science, we say everything is energy. But when we speak in our world, like Christianity, we say everything begins in the spirit. As I'm speaking, kukhona izinto eyikhona la endlini in the spirit engabonakali. There is money flowing around here. There are cars flowing around here. There are houses flowing around here. It's just that they are in the spirit. They are not visible. Ukuze zikwazi ukuthi zifinyelele kumina, kumele ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthi ngi-align nazo, ngibe kwi-frequency yazo, ngizimagnetize, ngicabange ngazo, ngikhulume ngazo, ngiyibone ngehlo likamoya, ngikholelwe kuzona, ne-speech sami sibe aligned with that. Ngingathi ngithi ngikholelwe ukuthi ngizoba yi-millionaire, but I'm only thinking about poverty. I'm only thinking about the debts that I have. I'm only thinking about fear, things that are causing fear. What if ngilahlekelwa izinto zami? But I actually know ukuthi imillion senginalo noma ama-million senginawo, and I speak like a millionaire. If bengifuna ukuphila emzimbeni wami, it's like I know ukuphila sekukhona ukuphila la, and then I feel it noma umzimba wami ungitshela ukuthi ngiyagula, but I choose to be joyful, because if sengiphilile, there is something that Dr. Suoane used to ask abantu, athi ungenze njani mase uNkulunkulu akuphilise, ebuza umuntu ogula athi umuntu ngajabula, mase sithi dokotela jabula manje ke, of which most people are unable to jabula beseza ubuhlungu emzimbeni. But the key is kufanele ujabule ukuze umzimba wakho uzokwazi ukuthi ube kwi-frequency of drawing life into it, because life is joy. Uthi uJesu ngizokuba nibe nokuphila nibe nakuchichima. Amanye ama-translation, I've come that you may enjoy life and enjoy it into the fullest. So ukuba nokuphila is when you are enjoying life, no limitation whatsoever. It's like you are thriving. So it means even if there is pain, but the joy must be there. You can find that there are two people who are sick with the same symptoms. Omunye is miserable, but omunye is, both of them, they are feeling pain, but omunye is miserable, but omunye is hopeful. So ubanozo ogui right state lab, ilo hopeful, because lo or miserable is adding more sickness empilweni yakhe. But the hopeful one is allowing more life, normal life to come into his life or normal her life. It is kaNkulunkulu ihope lihangele imphefumulo yethu. But futhi injabulo medicine. Laughter is medicine. Omunye athi ngahleka kanjani ngizwa inhlungu. It's a choice that you need to make. It's a choice that you need to decide. Because you know what? I can be joyful while I'm sick, or I can be angry and frustrated at God and blame God while I'm sick. It's a choice that you need to make. But the one who's joyful will be better than the one who's angry. Because when you are angry, you are putting more pressure, even the immune system yakho. Okay, so we say everything is spirit. Yonke into idingayo already exists in the spirit. So into ekufunala ukuthi we understand ukuthi yonke into ine frequency yayo. As now like if you can imagine we radio like o FM ukuthi ufuna ukuyolala highway is 101.5, you have to turn the dial up to 101.5 or down to 101.5, and then you will hear whoever is speaking there. You will hear the message that is spoken there. So yonke into in a frequency yayo, yonke into in a message yayo. When we speak in science, we say everything, like you see le microphone le is even microphone le material yon is because ikwi frequency ethile. Okay, uma uboni inwele zami nazo zikwi frequency ethile. But ziyafana kumoya, they exist, ziyafana kodwa zinama frequencies ahlukene. Lengubo le ine frequency yayo eyenza ukuthi ibonakalile ngubo nalombala oyiwona. Otherwise, if everything was the same frequency, yonke into ibizofana. So now if ufuna leyo nto leyo ifunayo, you need to go to that frequency. That means if you want to listen to car radio, you need to go to currency car, to frequency ka radio uzwe izinto eziku car radio. So it means you cannot be miserable and grumpy and criticizing while you want to live a good life. Those are two pulled away things. You cannot want to have abundant life while you are criticizing and feeling sorry for yourself and feeling we victim. Those are two places. You can never be poor and then want to go to ube abundant. Yabon? So yeah. So you can never be miserable and try and think ukuthi kuba miserable bakho kuzo uplift omunye umuntu abe happy. But when you're miserable, it's either people can join to come and join you ekubeni miserable kwakho, or maybe if uvuma umuntu o happy ukuthi akudonse nawe uye la ekhona ube happy. But most of the time when people are miserable, they want people to come and join them, and you are not doing any favor emhlabeni esiphila kuwona. We are not doing any favor for ourselves, because if we see miserable, we have invited diseases ukuthi aphile abe maningi emzimbeni yethu. So how we see reality is important. Lento ibonayo ibalekile ukuthi uyibona kanjani reality. I don't know what is it that you are facing, but how you see that reality, it's important. You can see that reality as something that is going to destroy you, but also you can see that reality as something that is coming to teach you, to make you better. It is your decision. And we see most people looking at reality of the situation, the events, things that are happening in empilweni zabo, bethi mabeyibuka bayibuke ezizinto ezizobabenza basafarishe. And if you look at life like that, you're surely going to suffer. But if you look at life hopefully, these too shall pass, that is how you're going to feel also. So it's absolutely your choice how you look at reality. For me, I am teaching myself and I'm becoming better in that. With whatever happens, I always turn it around with how can I look at this thing differently. Even when ngizumuntu ekhuluma eshinto engayithandi, it's like I've made peace with myself and made peace with the thing. Ukuthi umuntu ne opinion yokushinto yakhe. But you know what? Okay, that's interesting. That's how he thinks. Khona omunye washo something and I adopted it. You know what? I never thought of it like that. Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean ukuthi wena mawucabanga kanjalo nami sefanele ngishintshe ngicabange kanjalo. But it's interesting to know ukuthi wena ucabanga kanjalo. It's amazing. Yeah, so when you're intrigued and you look at it with amazement and with that curiosity, you don't take izinto eyisho abantu kube zingazi ukuthi bayisho kubona. Uthatha lezo zinto ezifayishilo, but it doesn't have to influence you negatively. Okay. I'm connected to everything la emhlabeni. Okay. So how do we know ukuthi si connected kuyo yonke into la emhlabeni? Sazi ngoba uNkulunkulu wadala umhlabathi, wadala umhlaba, then konke okunye kwaqhamuka kuyena wakhuluma, then umuntu wamdala wamsusa emhlabathini, and futhi waseseqhamuka element eqhamuka uNkulunkulu, and konke kwadalwa ngoJesu. ulizwi konke kwadalwa ngaye ngaphandle kwakhe akuzange kuze kube khona lutho. So yonke into la emhlabeni is connected one way or the other kuKristu Jesu kulizwi okuyena owadala as a voice elakhulunywa uNkulunkulu, and then things were created. And then nathi sabunjwa from umhlabathi verse obusukade usuwakhiwe, and then futhi saphefumulelwa. So sibanjwe umhlaba la, sibanjwe uNkulunkulu, si connected nazo zonke izinto ezila emhlabeni. Izilwane zakhiwe ngumhlabathi, kusho ukuthi is connected because zakhiwe ngalomhlabathi lo esakhiwe ngawo. Yonke into even is still siphuma emhlabathini. Imatshe ayikho into edrope from ezulwini. Okay, yonke into it's connected. So now if I hate umuntu, I'm actually hating myself. That is why you feel that pain when you are hating. When you are angry at situation, you are angry at yourself. And that liberated me was, but you know what? I cannot be angry at myself. I cannot harbor these emotions and because I'm actually, when I'm thinking about this thing, I'm actually magnetizing it, and I'm telling ukuthi finally benkulu lenkinga yami. Kusho ukuthi mayichashaza namhlanje, the more I think about this problem, sasizobe siyidotha elikhulu. Sasizobe sinkulu isibonakala, sasizobe siumhlaba. No, I cannot do that. I want ukuthi magnetize izinto engifuna ukuyibona empilweni yami, zibe ichashaza, zibe idot, zibe nkulu, zigcine sezi part of my experience. Okay. So now when you think at life like that, it changes your life forever. Whatever force that I'm sending out, I'm actually sending it to me. Athi Jesu okwenza kumakhelwane wakho njengoba uthanda kwenze kuwena, othanda umakhelwane wakho njengoba uyithanda wena. Okusho ukuthi mangithanda omunye umuntu ngizithanda mina. Kodwa mangizonda omunye umuntu ngizizonda mina. Okay, think about that. And then use it so that izohlala njalo steering wheel or guide kuwena ukuthi njalo you will always making your intention ukuthi how you treat other people is the way you want to be treated. Okay? So if kunjalo ke sonke is connected uNkulunkulu osidalile, that means uNkulunkulu wethu uyayazi solution for inkinga esibhekene nazo. And we are living in a time where as a world we are faced with challenges, financially, economy, of which is the biggest one, and health, which is the biggest one. But the truth is, if we're all connected to God, let us talk individually. If I'm connected to God with all the problems and the challenges that I'm facing, it means God knows the easiest solution. That means instead of going outside and asking for help and trying with my own ability, Caesar, I might as well go to the creator of all things. Ngicele yena usizo ngoba vese noma ngingakamtsheli yena usuke sazi ukuthi ngifunani ngoba wazi yonke into. He hears me ngakashi lutho ngomlomo wami ngoba uconnected kumina, ngiconnected kuyena. So I don't need to open my mouth to tell him what I need, but mina ngingakasho lutho as ngifrustrated about inkinga yami, uNkulunkulu seyayazi solution ukuthi yini ngidingayo. But kuze isolution ukuthi ifike funale ngibuka solution, not a problem. Because if I continue looking at the problem, then the problem will be magnified, enlarged, and magnetized ukuthi lokhu ibuya exist empilweni yami. But if I take my focus and look at the solution, then the solution will be the one that will be magnified and magnetized ukuthi empilweni yami. Now the time factor is what always put us off njengabantu, because when we want things to happen, when we want a solution to happen, siyifuna manje, asiyifuni ngesikhathi esinye, siyifuna manje because imini esengifrustrated, imini ngifuna usizo so ngilifuna manje ke. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. But you need to believe with the help is on the way. Usizo lona lukhona liyeza. Now while you are waiting for that magnetization to happen so that that thing gets pulled into your life, you need to make sure you keep on adding the magnet. But into siyenza wisabantu sifike add the magnet kulezi into oyifunayo. Okay, add the magnet, and then uphazamiseke uyo add the magnet kulezo ongayifuni. So it's like edangala as much as it addega, but you told ukuthi it will be delayed. But if singase siyifundise to focus kuNkulunkulu, focus kulezi zinto esiyifunayo by aligning ourselves, by filling ourselves with joy, and also knowing what we feel lisizwa uNkulunkulu zithokozise ngoJehova khona ezokunikeza lokho okufunayo. Even kumade ukushiyo njalo ukuthi uma ngabe sifuna umbuso oqala zonke lezi zinto esikhathazeka ngazo zizoedelwa, okusho ukuthi what we need to focus on is being happy, like joy, peace, joy, love, joy, peace, contentment, positive expectation. Always it's like I'm happy when I know what I'm bummed and ngipusheke ngala ngafuna ngiyanga khona as an indication ukuthi I've moved away from God. I bring myself back. And then it is going to come to pass lezo zinto lezo ithandazelayo. How do I know that this works? It's because I've applied it in empilweni yami, and my life is a living testimony. Things that I've been wanting for years ukuthi zenzeke while I was a miserable Christian, but when I started turning my life around, then things started happening. My career started coming around. We got a house nomyeni wami which we've been trying to buy for years kungenzeki, but all of a sudden all like easy. Okay, the process was not easy, but it was easy because ngokwamehla abantu kufanele ngabe kwenzakalanga, and then we got the house and God blessed us. And uNkulunkulu turn things around. Not that we are not being faced with challenges. We are faced with challenges, but we don't react like before. Again, I don't react like before. Like when a wave of calamity comes, of problems, I always decide, no, I'm kukuleke kanye nawe mina. This is where I'm standing. Give me la uNkulunkulu emikhona. And my life has been better. I laugh a lot. I'm happy. I'm always filled with joy. I'm excited about life, and I know that more things are coming. I know that people are talking about ukuthi abantu bazowa, sizolahlekelwa izinto, impilo izocrasha. Ngithi mina, you know what? Bring it on. If you crash, that means something else is going to be born. When something ends, something greater begins. Because I'm undistractable. If God allows something to end in my life, if He allows me to lose everything that I have, it means He has another plan. I will survive. So that's the mentality I have, because I cannot live my life being in action, trying to rescue myself. Kule tight enkulu kangaka, ukhona ozongirescueish, ukhona obamba impilo yami esandleni sakhe, and ngiyazi ukuthi ngisesandleni sakhe. If ukuphela, that means it was in His will ukuthi kuphele, not because khona umuntu ongiqalekisile. It was in His will. He knows how He's going to revive it again. Engikwazi ukuthi ziningi izinto uNkulunkulu ayishilo empilweni yami engakayi experience. There are so many things that I still need to do. I have a reason to live. I have a reason. Okusho ukuthi ke impilo isazoqhubeka. So is it possible to think like that and just let go of control and give it to God? I know that is the toughest thing to do. When I was starting to do that, it was tough. It was like I will release and then I will hold. I will release and then I will hold. But the more you practice it, the more you apply it, ufinyelela la inkomishi igcwala khona la usithi okay, you know what, I'm familiar manje nokuthi ngirelease yonke into uNkulunkulu. What happens is what happens, but I'm praying for protection. I'm praying ukuthi uNkulunkulu angprotect. I'm praying for provision. I'm praying for a miracle in my life. But at the end of the day, God is the one who decides, and whatever He decides, it's good for me. Egameni lika Jesu. Another thing, another testimony. Ngifonelwa umunye umntwana. She came to church just before the pandemic. I mean, lockdown last week, and then she says to me, I think it was December 15 low weekly. Mabefika nosisi wakhe, they are so miserable. You see, sometimes abantu being struck by poverty, they live there and then they see themselves as victims, and then whoever they go to baya bona naleyo mentality, help me because I'm a victim, you need to help me. And then mabefika ngathi mina, you know what, I will not do justice when these kids, these ladies leave this house thinking that they are victims. I know that is what they know right now. They want me ukuthi ngibadabukele. Yes, ngeke ngize ngibanikeze sympathy, ngizobanikeza compassion. ngizobasiza futhi ngoba uNkulunkulu uthe umuntu mayifika ecela usizo basimsize, but enye into ngizobanikeza information that will liberate their mind. Abantu bami bayabhubha ngenxa ukuthi baswele ulwazi. And what I did, I gave them food because when they were talking to me, I realized they were so hungry. Behamba nengane, you can see umuntu, even igazi, ubona ukuthi igazi alize ebusweni, lo muntu lo dark, full of death and hopelessness. I leak ithemba ngase ukuthi before ngikhulume nabo ngeke ungisize ukuthi ngikhulume nabo ngikhulume nabo on the empty stomach. So I ordered the kitchen benza ukudla, banikeza ukudla badla, and then ngase ngithi okay girls, I hear what you say. What I'm going to do right now, I will buy you food so that when you go home, you know ukuthi for this week you have food to eat. Your prayer will not be God ukudla sokutholapi. And then another thing, I'm going to give you something that I want you to go back home nihambe niyoyenza bese niyayi-apply empilweni zenu. The mistake I made ukuthi ngibanikeza imali. Sometimes don't give a poor person imali, mnikeze isidingo asidingayo ngaleso sikhathi. So ngibanikeza imali ke mase ngikhuluma nabo ngithi right now I want you to go back home and thank God. Nimbonge ngalokho enakho. Nibonge ukuthi umama uMsomi ngithema nicela ukukhuluma naye wahlala nani. Wanikeza ukudla. Nibonge ukuthi unikeza indlebe wanizwa, wanikeza isikhathi. Nibonge ukuthi nihleli kuona lo mjondolo enithi elinye side lodonga kuvalwe ngendwangu kuyabonakala. Nibonge kona lokho ukuthi ninalo ninuphahla khona abantu abahlala emgaqweni. Okay, and then another thing that I told them, when you can go to my YouTube channel, even though I'm still building it up, it's on an initial stage. There are videos there where Thabisile Msomi TV, where you can go. I have a video about healing the heart. I have a video about filling your heart with the right emotions. So ngase ngiyabafundisa ukuthi fill your heart with love, fill your heart with joy, fill your heart with compassion, fill your heart with gratitude. And these things for mawuyifundisa uyigcwalisa enhlizweni yakho, then you'll find ukuthi life will turn around. As I was talking with them, one girl started like popping up in the face. This grayness ayinayo, so enayibusweni ngayibona ukuthi yashintsha. For me it was an indication ukuthi uyena lo bezosizakala. And this one, yeah, wayengizwa but ngibona ukuthi irate yalongizwayo ungizwa kahle lo, and she started sparkling and she started having hope ebusweni bakhe. Ngathi ngithi buyelana ekhaya nihambe no apply lezi zinto. They went home and then they came back. I gave them imali ukuthi bagibele babuyele ekhaya bakhokha imali abayitshelekile mase beyabuya futhi beze esontweni. Ngathi nizoyiboleka yasesontweni ngoma nginikeza manje nizoyidla, nizoyiboleka then mina ngizokhokhela lo muntu enimbolekile, and then mase ngiyanikeza imali yokuphindela emuva and ngempela babuya. Kodwa ke mase bebuya kwabuyo yedwa. Lo munye useyasho kusisi ukuthi no wathi lo munye wavele wathatha le mali 350 rand wegross engangibanikeza yona, wavele wayithatha wahamba nawanyamalala. Sometimes people who are poor, they want to stay in a level of being poor. This has happened so many times. When you give imali kumuntu poor, uthola ukuthi uba addicted kule mali ahambe uyobuya ke ngelinye ilanga seyiqedile le mali. Ngase ngithi mina okay, it's fine sisi. That means I'm helping you. And as I'm helping you, I want you to take what I'm teaching you. Did it do what I told you? Yes, I did it, but I forgot. You cannot afford to forget what I've just told you, because this is going to turn your life around. Gave imali yokugibela ngase ngithi you know what? Ngangibanikeze nelinye ibhakede lane substances part. Ngathi qhubeka udle lokudlo nakho. I'm not going to feed your victimism manje. I'm going to empower you to know that when you are blessed, you are a child of God, you can make things happen in your life. So I gave her imali yokubuyela emuva ngathi go and apply lezi zinto ubone ukuthi kuzowenzakalani. Fill your heart with love. Give yourself 15 minutes where you just sit and you just experience what love of God is, what peace of God is, what compassion is, what gratitude is. When you thank God for what you already have, or thank God for nothing, just that you are here on earth. Just 2 days ago, she sent me an SMS. So excited, thanking God. I've just been hired esitolo se retail ukuthi ngenza umsebenzi. It's a minor umsebenzi but ngiqashiwe, but ngiyabonga. Mangicela ungisiza ngemali yokugibela. And then I said, okay, it's fine because God is doing something, but continue to do this. And then I helped her. Ngamsendele voice notes because I could understand ukuthi ezinye izinto wayigraspa but akakwazi ukuyigraspa zonke. Sendele voice notes and I tell her would continue doing this because as you see God, she's vibrant now, ugqoke uniform uyasebenza. Ngithi this is what God I'm talking about. These people came in December and this one survived and she's thriving and life is turning around. The other one is still there in that same condition. It's all about choice. Sometimes we feel sorry for abantu kanti abantu they are just making their own choices. Kwesinye isikhathi umuntu umthatha umsuse emgaqweni umlethela kanti comfortable khona lapha emgaqweni. Mhlawumbe into obungayenza ukuthi umnikeze ukudla khona lapha emgaqweni because kuba semgaqweni sekuyimpilo yakhe ufamiliar naloko. Sometimes you cannot go down where people are and think ukuthi uzobaphula out. You need to pull them and put them where you are. Sometimes siyafuna ukuthi siyoba lapha sihlupheke kanye nabo sizusizi labo. No, the best thing is for compassion and then give them wisdom and give them knowledge ukuze basuke lapho bantu bayabhubha ngenxa yokuswela ulwazi. So I believe that you have been encouraged today. Siyabonga nabakade besijoyinile namhlanje ku Facebook. We have come to the end. Please go and apply lezi zinto empilweni yakho. I know mhlambe it may seem as if I'm repeating myself, but what is it saying I'm repeating myself when you don't apply it empilweni yakho? You don't test it to see that it works for you. So siyabonga kuziphe ezinhle shezi. Shalom mom, siphe sihle khumalo shalom. Usiphokuhle kumedu uthi shalom mama, and then sinosamgelisiwe laphayana mabaso uthi shalom mami unonkungubane na uthi shalom unosipho my favorite fan uthi shalom mama. Uthi I miss those days mom, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's difficult now but kulula impela, we miss those days. But what can we say? Maybe that's why we spend that long time esontweni ukuze ukuthi mase sifika manje sisho ukuthi sayitika azange size siyibambe. So mase sekufika lesi sikhathi ngoba everything has a season. Mase sekufika lesi sikhathi sokuhlala ekhaya but siyazi ukuthi azange size siyirobhe sayitika ngempela. Dokozo Makhanya uthi shalom mama, I'll get a journal for myself. Yes, please do, and you will see an amazing transformation in your life. Uthi true lapha yana uMabuyi Nzama, sister Mabuyi. Amnandi ukuhlala nawe. Kade sineqanda lakho lana itwin ilokhuza itwin lakhe elincane your egg. Ulokhuza unosipho lapho uthi my journey is my friend and a safe space for me, my journal. Yeah, she likes this lady, loves to journal. And Masokubu Makanzi lapha uthi shalom Nati Petros is with us and is watching and is saying amen. Nami ngisho njalo ke ngithi amen. It's been wonderful to stay with you and to talk with you. Me, I just want to see a transformed nation. As I have been transformed, I want to see church being a loving church. Oh God, abantu bafika athi umuntu engena athi qwambi abe transformed immediately. I've seen church become a place where people labelimala khona kakhulu. Abanye is because they chosen that path. But we want to see a church la umuntu efika khona abe transformed. Noma efika yena esaneyinjojo zakhe nameva akhe, afike lawo meva nje ayivumele yena futhi ukuthi asuke wona and then abe smooth. Yeah, abe smooth kanjalo, but sina sikwazi ukumthanda nameva akhe. I know sometimes we want people ukuthi baphela meva kuMasibathanda, but how about sibathande khona meva khona so that they know ukuthi uthando lwenzani. When you love somebody enjalo, yila ifunda khona ngempela ukuthi kanti ngilovable, kanti ngiyathandwa, and then afunde naye ukuthanda abantu benjalo rather than ukuthi shintsha ke then ngizokuthanda. Let us make this le cycle nama ripple effect ukuthi you know what, let's love people as they are. But qala funa sigcwalise inkomishi zethu ukuze sibathande without wanting them to change, which is called unconditional love. I love you anyway. So having said that, I thank you and I love you. Sizodlala nje iculo by Queen of the Palace etuthandiwe nawe as we exit. But this hour we are going to play a sermon. Listen to one of our sermons. They are classic sermons. They are sermons of the time that equip us ukuthi sikwazi kuba sustained. Udokotela ngelinye ilanga as I shared yesterday, I mean in one of the shows that I was making no baba ukuthi ubaba wasinikeza isikhaftini wathi asibambe ikhaftin ngala sibambe ishofa ngala siyaworshipha sidle besikade sikuphethe nesikade sikufaka emgodlagodleni yethu and then so survivor lesi sikhathi lesi. He said 3 months. Who knows? Maybe it's 3 years. Who knows? We don't know. But we walk by faith. We don't worry about time. We just enjoy now. Before we know it, sesiqedile sesingaphesheya egameni lika Jesu. uNkulunkulu anibusise. I love you so much. For those who want maybe to write messages and ask for prayer, sikhona around. We also do give a professional counseling, which is given at the church. But if you want to get more information, you can write me with a number to 079 779 2583. 079 779 2583. Then we can talk further. And also we do those counseling online, since isikhathi sinje and umuntu futhi needs to be here online. So we do those counseling online. We need to embrace ukuthi the online session is much real as the face to face, in Jesus name. So uNkulunkulu anibusise ke, siyanthanda kakhulu. Be blessed as we wait for the next session. Siyazi namhlanje sobe sijoyinwa kuPastor Ntombiyezwi ozobe sigrace ngepresence yakhe namhlanje. We're looking forward to hear her. Sithi ke Queen of the Palace, uthandiwe nawe. Ucabangani? Yini oyimagnetize empilweni yakho? Change it. Mawunenkinga, contact me. I will help you and I will walk with you step by step. Amen.